So today we're going to run through the basics. I'm going to try and cram as much good content in here as possible. So we're going to go pretty fast. Okay, first of all, a little bit about me. I sold real estate for 4 years for Prudential. Over the past 30 years, I've been originating and closing loans right here in Atlanta and throughout the Southeast. I lead a mortgage branch, and really at this point in my career, I enjoy helping other loan officers and also real estate agents build their business. I feel like now I'm more of a content creator than I am a salesperson. You can always reach me by going to reachsteven.com. Super easy to remember, just that I spell my name with a PH. Okay, so the market has shifted. Old school prospecting is not as effective. We all have fewer leads. Lead sellers are offering really what I see now, lower quality leads. Has anybody ever bought leads from one of these companies, Empower, Sync, Facebook, Zillow? I know I have. So home shoppers are more tech savvy now than ever before. They take kind of a DIY approach. They like to learn things and do things themselves. Unfortunately, social media now is used as a search engine. So a lot of people go to Facebook and TikTok to search local news and so forth. Probably not the best source, but that's what's happening. Consumers trust creators more than they do paid advertisers. You know, there was that ice skater at the Olympics, and she used like a certain kind of lipstick, and then all of a sudden that lipstick sold out all over the country. That's how powerful these creators are. So attention is the new currency. Most people think now that the companies and salespeople that get closest to the consumer will win. That's at least what Gary Vee preaches. Does everybody know who Gary Vee is? Few people. Okay. Oh, I see another hand. Okay, great. So, why post short form videos on social media? Well, it sets you up as an expert and it builds trust. It helps put you face in front of future customers. It generates leads that are higher quality. This is better than any other marketing I've seen. It's the easiest way to build your brand. We're going to talk about brand a little bit more later. It's no longer who you know, but rather who knows you. It's a way to turn those cold calls into warm calls when they're kind of familiar with what you look like and what you sound like. So the bad news is you cannot outsource this. This is you. You cannot outsource you. The good news is you can pretty much outsource every other thing that you do. You know, setting up showings and open houses and print advertising and all that stuff you can outsource if you have the means, and you can free up more time to spend on marketing yourself. Okay, what type of videos work? So there's myth busting, like, you have to put 20% down to buy a home. There's things like 3 things you should always put in your contract. Story-based videos do super well, and people like the details. They want to hear about that couple from Ohio, and they want to know that their dog is named Bark, and that they have 2 kids. They like the details. So you can do neighborhood and house tours are very popular. Reaction videos to news headlines like HUD just came out with their initiative for first-time home buyers. If you react to that, people will listen. Mistakes to avoid. Here are the biggest mistakes first-time home buyers make. You can also offer an item of value, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. So you don't want to try and hard sell. You want to provide value before a CTA. Does everybody know what a CTA is? That's a call to action. That's where I'm asking the viewer to do something. So you want to add value before you go to your CTA. Most realtors fail on social media because their posts are self-serving. They're either look at me, look at my listing, this is what I want you to buy from me, and they're not helpful. They don't add a lot of content and valuable information for the viewers. Use the give, ask. Is it okay to ask for business? Yes, but not all the time. So, agents who are building their business on social media, here are some top performers that I find. And really, you may want to take note and follow these people. You can learn a lot from them. So, Taya DeCarlo. So, her brand is Taya's 2 Cents. She does a newsletter. Matt Leonetti. He uses a variety of infotainment. We'll talk about that. Dan O'Neill. He uses humor and skits. Humor is very powerful. If you have that personality, that's going to work great for you. Byron Lazine. He does the talking head interviews. His are more serious, but they add a lot of valuable content. Jacqueline Liederman, she does those interesting properties, the ones that are hanging off the mountains and so forth. And Nicole Klein, she is trying to build a high-end lifestyle brand, and they're all successful in their own way. So here's my method. And so far, I have about 30,000 followers on social media. So I'm doing pretty good. So speak directly to the viewer. Get their attention in the first 3 seconds with a hook. The hook is the most important part. Try and stick to one idea per video. Remember, these are short videos, so you can't tell them everything all at once. Speak sincerely, not scripted. It's okay to write out a script, but then put it away and speak in your own voice. Relatable beats polished every time. Give your community what they want, not what you want to tell them. So there's very few people, unfortunately, that may be interested in your 3-2 in Marietta that you just listed. I know you want to get that out there as a service to the seller, and that's terrific, but you have to realize that's a very narrow audience. Now, as far as road construction on 285, we all want to know when that's going to end. So the nuts and bolts of video making. So like we talked about, a hook, that's that catchy intro that keeps them stuck to watch the rest of the video. The equipment today is super easy because iPhones and Samsungs are so good. As far as video editing, you need to add music, motion, captions, and graphics. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The videos need to be about 15 to 60 seconds long. About 40 seconds is the magic number. Hook ideas. This is the most important part. So here's some good ones. So ways to save money. So you hit them with the nobody tells buyers this. Mistakes to avoid. These are the 3 biggest mistakes that first-time home buyers make. News trends. The trend is your friend. When stuff comes out in the news, if you comment on it, it's very powerful. And it's also really good to take a contrarian view. Ideas from other successful content creators. I just gave you 6 of them that are super successful. Overcoming obstacles. Here's how you can buy a house even if you have very little cash. Or here's how you can buy a house even if your credit's not perfect. And this is another powerful one. I don't know if its popularity has waned, but what is a certain amount of money buy in your city? So this is what $400,000 will buy in Woodstock, Georgia. So the winning formula is hook, problem, solution. Now, when I think about it in my mind, I think about the problem first and then the hook, but the presentation is hook, problem, solution. So I'm going to pick on some people. So I'll pick on Marie. Give me some sort of problem and we're going to come up with a hook.
My credit score is 580.
Okay, credit score is low. Okay, so now let's think of a hook that's going to draw somebody in. Sharon, can you think of a hook that's tied to that that's going to make me interested rather than, hey, I have crappy credit?
Um, Thinking something like, don't let a low credit score stop you from owning a home.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So, Kimberly, can you think of something that's even more stickier that really gets my attention?
Nope, not really.
Or
Okay,
if your credit score is low, I can help you. Thinking,
Your credit score is low. I can help you. So,
or your credit score is
that's
low,
good.
you can still buy a house.
Credit score is low. You can still buy a house. Right. So you could think of something like, so don't let a low credit score stop you from buying a home. This is a way that you can buy a home even if your credit score is low. Just something like that that's going to help push it along. Do you get kind of the idea? So the problem is the credit score. The hook is don't let a low credit score keep you from owning a home. The problem is many buyers come to us that have lower than 620 credit score. The solution is we have programs to help you get into a house. Now, that was just like super simple and general, but you see that little formula of, hey, you don't have enough. Here's how you can buy a home with $5,000 down. That's the hook. The problem is many people are short on cash when they buy their first home. The solution is there are down payment assistance programs to help you. So do you see that little formula of, okay, I've got a problem. So here's how I make it sticky. Then I tell you what the problem is, and then I tell you what the solution is. And I do it all in about 30 or 40 seconds. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So that little formula is going to be a winner for you. Okay, equipment. Super simple. You already got an iPhone or a Samsung, which is fine. I use a, Delgado microphone. This was $89. It works like a dream. Um, as far as lighting goes, I would avoid those ring lights. I would get one of these soft box lights. Believe it or not, they're not very expensive. They're about $75. So they're going to have the light look more flattering on your face. Of course, there's nothing wrong with natural sunlight on your face. You want to make sure that the light is in front of you, that it's not behind you, or your face is going to come out in a shadow and you're not going to be able to see it. So if you have an iPhone, then Apple is going to stick you with this little $35 adapter. That's their thing. So your whole equipment package is less than two. If you own your phone already, less than $200. Boom, you've got a movie studio. Video editing. So the videos need the following: music. Now, music increases the viewership tremendously. Now, if you are speaking in the video, which a lot of them you will be, then you want to just use an instrumental. So when you go into like Instagram, you can type in the search bar instrumental and you can get all of those songs. Now, if you are doing a video, maybe it's a walkthrough of a house and you want something jazzy, then there's no problem in having music with words. It's just that if you're speaking and the song's got words, then it's going to conflict. Motion. So video motion helps with the viewership and the stickiness tremendously. So there's apps that you can use to edit your videos that move the camera forward and backwards. But there's nothing wrong with casually walking around or moving the camera a little bit so that the background changes. And it draws people's eyes in because they're listening to you, but they're also wanting to see what's going on. Okay, captions. Just about every one of these programs does the captions for you automatically. It's very important because about half the videos are watched with the sound off. Okay, description and hashtags. This is where we're going to incorporate Chat GPT, or if you like one of the other AI programs, they work as well. And they're going to help you write that description that goes under the video. And, you always want to proofread it so it doesn't sound too AI-ish, but it's a huge time saver. And it'll give you the hashtags too. There's several free or cheap video editors. Believe it or not, I use Edits, which is owned by, it's a separate little app, but it's owned by Instagram. Is anybody familiar with Edits? Well, it's super simple and it's free and it works beautifully with Instagram. So definitely give that a try. Sharon, go ahead.
She was agreeing with it.
Oh, you're just agreeing with me. Okay, cool. Okay, here's the thing. Reuse your videos on other platforms. Now, I start out as Instagram as being the base, but you don't have to. If you're more familiar with Facebook or TikTok, you can go there as your primary platform. Then you want to copy that and turn that video into 5 pieces of content. You can see right here, this is actually what real estate agents have been using most. And still, Facebook is very, very popular in the real estate community. And then Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, pick 4 or 5 of these programs and repost that video. I mean, you already did the work. Why not milk the cow? You'll get more and more exposure. And here's the funny thing, and there's no way to know this, but you'll have a video that doesn't really do well on Instagram, and then the next day you'll post it to these other platforms, and then all of a sudden it takes off on TikTok and you get 10,000 views, and there's just no way to figure out that algorithm or the differences in them. But hey, the more exposure you get, the better. Hold on one second. Let's talk about some advanced video strategies. Okay, so you obviously, even if you have success doing those talking head videos, you don't want to do that every single time. You want to add variety because the problem is, I have a friend of mine and he does talking head videos and they're always in a black t-shirt. And the problem is when I see a new one, I think it's one that I already saw. So there's green screen. Is anybody familiar with what green screen is?
Yes.
Okay, good. So green screen is great when you see an article in the news. You take a little snapshot, or in this one green screen that I did was an agent's listing that I was trying to help her promote. And then you put your face in front of it and talk about it. And they're very popular. They do very well. The other thing is you can do a watch and critique where you split the screen and you take what somebody else. You ever hear something that Dave Ramsey says, like, hey, you shouldn't buy a house for 10 years until you save your money, and you just cringe? Well, you can put him on the screen and let him talk for 10 seconds and then say, well, I disagree with Dave because of this and this and this. And those are very popular too. Listing carousel photos, they probably teach you guys this in your real estate class. These are usually done more, I think, as a service to your sellers to show them that you're working hard promoting their homes. And they're very popular. And actually, ChatGPT can do these different listing carousels for you. They're super simple today. Split screen interviews. Maybe you want to interview a home inspector or whatnot and post like a little clip. Well, this is one way to do it where it shows both people talking at the same time. The other one, which is so super simple, it's criminal, is these quotes. So what you do is open up. So I have an X account, formerly Twitter. I never use it except for this one purpose. I type a little quote in there that I hear or I see, and then I take a picture of it, a screenshot, and then I post that as a video. Now, that what they'll do is they'll make the video 8 seconds long, and then you can double it. You just simply add the same picture again, and it'll make it 16 seconds, and that's probably long enough. And these quotes, believe it or not, I've had some that have gotten several thousand views. People love them. Other strategies, you can do an Instagram collab where with another agent or another vendor, you send them a collab button, and if they agree to it, if they accept it, then it will show up. The post will show up in both of your feeds. Video response to comments. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Now, I highly recommend that as you get comments, you respond to those comments, unless it's just a crazy person. You're better off to respond to them. If you get somebody who's mean or whatever, just hit LOL, and that'll freak them out because they won't know whether you think that they're joking or not. And that takes all the fun away. But definitely respond to your comments. A little strategy is you can respond to the comments with a video, and Instagram loves that. It's going to promote that post. CTA, I'm going to show you a strategy where you ask for a DM with a special word on your CTA. I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so CTA DM for more information. So I did a video, I'm going to show you a real one about DSCR loans. Does anybody know what DSCR loans are? It's a specialty loan for investors. And I made a post that says that you can buy an investment property with no income, which is true, as long as the property will hold up itself. If you want more information, and I did a little information sheet, just a little one PDF, and I got over 100 replies. I said, send me the word invest. And I actually got a loan from this. And I had, you can see, if you look real close, all these people DM me, invest, 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 invest. And what I was able to do is create a list of leads and work those leads. So here's some real estate topics you can use. Now, I've have an agent that had tremendous success saying that, hey, we're going into the summer. If you're interested in a home with swimming pools, I have an exclusive list of all the homes in North Fulton County that are for sale with swimming pools. Well, you and I know you can pull that from FMLS. It takes you 5 minutes, right? So you'll have a zillion people text you the word, DM you the word pool, and you create your prospect list. Are most of them going to be a waste of time? Absolutely. Are 1 in 10 going to be legit? Yeah, probably. Here's some other ideas. You can have a guide for the area. If you're relocating to Roswell and you want to know all of the best parks, restaurants, schools, I've printed up an area guide. Now, you know, ChatGPT will whip this out for you in 5 minutes. List of fees. If you're buying a home and you're unsure about what it's going to cost, here's a list of all the fees involved. And you can talk to Linda. I can help you put that list together. Take us a few minutes, and then that's good information for the buyers. Information about buyers brokers. I bet you if you ask the general population, what does it mean to have a buyer's broker as an agent? They don't know. So that's a good information sheet. Multifamily, very popular. A lot of investors out there, they want a list of all the multifamily properties, your duplexes and quadplexes and so forth. First time home buyer cheat code. I did this one, and you set it up like it's some super private information. Listen, I have a cheat code for first time home buyers to really save some money on their home, and it is good information. And I got a lot of response from that one. Agents can use it too. Most affordable neighborhoods in Fulton County. You put together a list of all the subdivisions where the average home is under 400,000. Improvement. Here's another one that we've used, improvements that add value. You and I know that if they redo their kitchen, they're going to add some value to the house. If they repaint it from gray to blue, it's probably not going to add much value. So this strategy of asking for the one word, because you got to make it super simple, one word like house, invest, pool, whatever, that's going to help you get all these responses, these DMs, and create a list. Does anybody think that's a good idea?
Yes, it's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Andrea, give me an idea of something that you could offer people and they would be interested.
Any of this information's great. I don't yeah. I apologize.
You can cheat and use one of mine if you like it.
Well, I like all of them. I like the affordable neighborhoods,
Okay,
improvements.
affordable neighborhoods. I think that'd be good. Kimberly, which one do you like, or give me one of your own? What do customers ask you for? Ah, let's scared her off. Moni, Moni, give me a good idea of something that a customer would be interested in. You could build a list.
Income property.
Income producing property?
Yes.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And then your keyword would be DM me the word income. All right, well, you got it. Okay, let's use AI to get the juices flowing because you're like, Stephen, you taught us the mechanics of what to do and how to do it, but I can't even think of like the ideas. I'm with you. I get that way too sometimes. So let's use AI. So you can go to your Chat GPT, or if you like the other ones, that's fine, and generate the video ideas for realtors. You can create a script for that video, and then you can ask it, hey, give me some good hooks that are going to be really sticky. Then you can ask it to write the description. So AI can really kind of shepherd you along the whole process. Now, don't just copy and paste. You got to put it in your own words or it'll sound too computery. Um, and it will also give you the hashtag. So here's an example. So you say, as a real estate professional, write a script for a short form social media video for first time home buyers. So it's going to give you some ideas, or you could change the words a little bit and say, give me some ideas of some topics. You can pick a topic, ask it to write the script, ask it to give you the hook. So you can see how creatively you don't have to be a creative whiz kid, that AI will help shepherd that along. Now, you can also, you may say, but I'm not even sure how to ask it the right way. That's the prompt. Does everybody know what a prompt is? That's the little search bar in the AI program. So you can say, help me write the prompt. Most people don't realize that you can ask ChatGPT to help you work with ChatGPT. So help me write a prompt to create some high performing short videos for Instagram to be used by real estate agents. I did that and it gave me this huge prompt. Now, I would have never been able to think of all these things, but if you kind of look at it just for a minute, it came up with all these ideas about the length of the video, that it's going to appeal to first time home buyers, move up buyers. Now I can go in and edit this to make the prompt more of exactly what I want, but what the heck? I mean, it gave itself a terrific prompt to use. So I'm just going to copy, paste this back in, and let it work its magic. What do you think about the idea of asking ChatGPT to help you work with it?
I think
Pretty
that's an
slick.
awesome idea.
Okay. So really, if you just have any idea at all in your brain, you can work with ChatGPT and it will shepherd you along. Okay. The goal is more engagement. Now, I know it's kind of, they call it vanity metrics when you see how many views you get on a video. But just because you fall out of your chair and people think it's funny and it gets a million views, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not bad to get people to look at you and familiarize themselves with you, but we kind of want to shepherd them to the right direction of real estate doing business. So what are we looking for? So the engagement refers to the level of interaction, involvement, and participation. So views and impressions are important. They have to watch that video for 3 seconds. And you think 3 seconds is nothing, but you'd be surprised. You scroll through videos in like 1 second. So you want to make sure that that hook is a little bit sticky so it keeps them hanging on. Because if they only have 3 seconds, it doesn't even count it as a view. Okay, the likes are the thumbs up, or in some programs, it's the hearts. Shares. Sharing is where they like it so much they hit the little arrow and send it to a friend, and that's a big boost to your online presence. That the logarithm loves that. Excuse me. Saves. If they save this to their in their phone, then that's a you really hit the sweet spot. Comments. It's great to get comments, and like we talked about, you want to respond to those. And of course, you want them to follow you. There's nothing wrong with putting at the end of your video, if you want more information about buying a home, follow me. Um, I would not do that on every single video, but there's certainly nothing wrong with asking for a follow. On Facebook, it's a friend request. So the DMs, as we discussed, the DMs is where the money is. So if you can get them to DM you a question, then you're going to start building a relationship. Okay, you need to have sort of a video regimen. Here's mine. So on Sundays, I shoot 3 videos. I basically have a place in my home that's got the light, that's got the tripod, and I try and shoot 3 videos on Sunday night. I then edit those videos in edits. I post a new video Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to Instagram, and that auto posts to Facebook. There's a little setting, and it will auto post it for you. I use Chat GPT to write the descriptions. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I take that video that I posted the day before and I put it on 4 other platforms: YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And YouTube Shorts is overlooked, but it can be powerful as well. Now, I also post ad lib videos about current trends in the news. Stay away from politics. Whatever you say, you're going to alienate 50% of the room, right? What did Michael Jordan say? Republicans buy sneakers too. It's the truth. I support the videos by posting as many IG stories as I can. So does anybody know, or does everybody know, the difference between stories and reels on Instagram? Okay.
Not really. Can you
Okay, that's
elaborate,
fine.
Stephen, can you
Sure.
elaborate? Because that confuses me as well. I just do static posting on Instagram. I'm more of a TikTok and Facebook girl. But I know that Instagram is where a lot of the business lives. So can you go over that?
I sure can. And Facebook, they're now owned by the same company. They have Reels as well. So, I mean, they have both the stories and Reels separated. So here's the thing. So when you post a Reel, it's out there forever. Now, of course, the program, the platform is going to promote it a whole lot at first, and then it's going to taper off with time. But it's out there. It's on your wall. So if you go to Instagram, it's going to be there. You know what? I can show you in 2 seconds. So can you see, here's my Instagram wall. These are all my Reels videos. Now, up at the top where your little picture is are the stories. Now, the stories are only there for 24 hours. But here's the thing. People have a different mindset. They say they have a different mindset when they're looking in TikTok than when they look in Instagram or when they look in LinkedIn. But they also have a different mindset if they're looking at Reels versus stories. So stories are faster paced. They're only there for 24 hours. And stories are more trite and fun. I find that to be the case. Also, stories are a great way to show your personality. So that's where you're going to take that picture of you at the concert. You're just going to put that up there on stories. It's there for 24 hours. And it doesn't even matter whether it's kind of cringe or, maybe you made a mistake or your hair's messed up. It doesn't matter. It's there 24 hours. It's gone. If you really hate it, you can always delete it. But that's where you're going to be able to give an insight into your personality. There's literally no rules. All those rules about the hook, problem, solution, and all that we talked about, the structure to those powerful reels, they go out the window when it comes to stories. Stories is, hey, date night with my husband, or look at this new chicken parmesan I just made from this recipe, just whatever. And I know it sounds silly and it sounds kind of, I don't know, even childish a little bit, but people like it. They like it. They like to see that. They like to see that that businesswoman that's all about helping people buy a home and all that. They like the fact that she's got kids that play softball and she goes water skiing or whatever. You know, that people like the insight. So there's no rules. Post as many as you want. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay, one little strategy, you don't want to beat this horse to death, but one little strategy is when you post a reel on your phone, and for some reason this only works on a phone, but that's okay. Most of us use our phones anyway. You can post a reel and then repost it to stories. So there's a button. I could show you this later. I can just show you. So I don't know if this will work. So at the bottom, there's like a little paper airplane. And if you click on the paper airplane, the very first little circle says add to stories. So let's just say that you have a reel that did well. You can go ahead and it will repost it to stories. It'll flash up there for 24 hours and it'll get a little bit more of your audience. So the stories are mostly going to go to your followers, where the reels are going to go all over the internet. So there's a little cheat code there. So build your community, start posting today. Who's got reservations about posting? So let me just dissuade your fear. Your first 10 posts are going to suck. They're not going to be good. You're going to look at them 3 years from now and you're going to say, ooh, that wasn't that good. That's a little cringeworthy. So what? You got to get over the first 10. You got to post them. It's not a big deal. So that's basically the presentation. So did you guys learn at least one good thing?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm here and I support the real estate community. I have anything to sell. I hope that next time you have an opportunity to refer a client to a lender that you think of us. You can always get me at reachsteven.com. Who's got any questions? Ask me anything. Who's going to make a video with it, make a commitment to post one video on one platform in the next 24 hours by 11:42 tomorrow?